तालिबान ने पूरे अफगानिस्तान में कब्जा जमा लिया है, लेकिन पंजशीर नाम के प्रांत में तालिबान नहीं घुस पाए हैं। और उसकी सबसे बड़ी वजह यह है कि नेशनल रेसिस्टेंट फ्रंट ऑफ अफगानिस्तान, जी हां, जिसे NRF के नाम से भी जाना जाता है, पंजशीर में इसी संगठन के लड़ाकों ने तालिबान को रोक रखा है। न्यूज 18 के जावेद मंसूरी ने इसी संगठन के प्रवक्ता फहीम दश्ती से खास बातचीत की है। फहीम दश्ती ने पंजशीर के हालात पर और तालिबान से बातचीत और तालिबान के साथ टकराव पर जावेद मंसूरी से लंबी बातचीत की है। देखिए न्यूज 18 के ये वर्ल्ड एक्सक्लूसिव रिपोर्ट।
फहीम साहब, न्यूज 18 इंडिया पर आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। सबसे पहले हम समझना चाहेंगे कि अभी क्या ताज़ा हालात हैं पंजशीर के, क्योंकि आप लगातार मुकाबला कर रहे हैं तालिबान का।
Thanks for having me. In fact, there was no any clash so far. Taliban did not attempted to break the war, and we are not willing to break the war. Our intention is to give a chance for negotiation, peace. We want to enter a very serious and deep and detailed negotiation with Taliban, as a result of which we are looking to ensure the future of Afghanistan, as well as the future of the people of Afghanistan. We want to ensure the rights of the people of Afghanistan, rights of minorities, women's rights, human rights, freedom of, and the other values that we were fighting for it for the last 40 years. Also, we want to reach an agreement based on which a government should be established, an inclusive, representative, participatory government should be established, the government which will be legitimate in front of the eyes of Afghans as well as in front of the eyes of the international community, a government which will be trusted by the people of Afghanistan, a government which will be responsive to the needs and demands of the people of Afghanistan, a government which will be able to bring social justice, to bring equality in Afghanistan. So we are already entered a negotiation with Taliban based on this vision. But if Taliban are not accepting this, and if they want to break the war, so we are ready to fight, not fight for Panjshir, not fight to defend Panjshir, but from Panjshir for the rest of the Afghanistan.
Sir, are you negotiating with Taliban as you said? हम ये जानना चाहेंगे कि अभी क्या बातचीत हुई है, आप लोगों की बातचीत हो चुकी है, या अगर हुई है तो कितने दौर की बातचीत हुई है और किन शर्तों के साथ बातचीत हो रही है?
From the first days that Taliban captured Kabul, we were receiving direct and indirect messages. And after a few days, they have sent a delegation to negotiate here with the leaders of the National Resistance Front of Afghanistan. And then 3 days ago, a delegation from our side was going to a neighboring province of Panjshir. We call it Parwan province, and the negotiations happened there. And after that, another delegation of Taliban came to Panjshir. So the negotiation is going on. I cannot go to the details. This is not the time to talk about the details. But there is no conditions from our side. There is a vision that I have already explained to you. We are entered the negotiations based on that vision.
सर, मेरा अगला सवाल है, आप कह रहे हैं कि डेलीगेशन बातचीत के लिए तय हुआ है, तो क्या अहमद मसूद भी उस डेलीगेशन का हिस्सा होंगे?
No, of course not. There is other people who are part of that negotiation. There are some former officials of the government, ministers, MPs, and so on and so forth. Also, those who are member of that delegation that were representing us, the National Resistance Front of Afghanistan, they are a combination of people from different provinces. They are not only from Panjshir or not only Panjshiris. There are people, there are representatives from Parwan, from Kabisa, from Takhar, from Baghlan, from Badakhshan, from other provinces. So it's a wide-based group of delegation.
सर ये सवाल है कि अगर बातचीत होती है और किसी नतीजे पर आप किसी कंक्लूजन पर पहुंचते हैं तो क्या एनआरएफ भी जो तालिबान की सरकार होने वाली है अफगानिस्तान में, क्या उसमें हिस्सेदारी होगी आपकी?
If the negotiations lead to a result, then we shouldn't say that Taliban support or Taliban government. That will be an exclusive government, a government which all Afghans from different ethnic groups as well as different political backgrounds should be part of that government. Then it doesn't mean that that's a Taliban government and we are taking part on that. No, that will be an exclusive government that all the different sides, all the different ethnic groups, including Taliban, will be part of.
एंड सर ये बताएं कि अभी तक क्या कोई जिस तरह की खबरें आ रही थी कि तालिबान पंजशीर की तरफ बढ़ रहा है लगातार और आप लोग रेसिस्ट कर रहे हैं, तो क्या अभी कोई क्लैश आप लोगों के बीच में हुआ है? क्या इस पर कोई आप बातचीत करना चाहेंगे? क्या कोई तालिबान और रेसिस्ट फोर्स के बीच में कोई अभी तक क्लैश हुआ है?
I think there were some videos spread it in the national media as well as the international media that Taliban have entered Panjshir. No, that video is fake. Taliban even did not attempt to enter Panjshir, and this is why no clashes has been happened yet.
एंड सर अब जिस तरह के काबुल में हालात बने हैं, अभी हमने देखा रिसेंटली काबुल एयरपोर्ट पर एक बड़ा अटैक भी हुआ, टेररिस्ट अटैक, तो आप क्या मानते हैं ये किस तरह से ISIS खुरासान ने इसकी जिम्मेदारी ली है? तो क्या कहाँ चूक हुई है? तालिबान कह रहा था कि वो लगातार सुरक्षा देगा, लेकिन 200 के करीब लोग वहां पर मौत हुई है। इस पर क्या कहना है आपका?
I think that will raise two big questions. First, Taliban have promised to bring security for all the people of Afghanistan, and they have failed. And there were attacks, and lots of people of Afghanistan have been killed, and lots of others have been wounded. So that shows that this is the failure of Taliban to bring security. From other hand, Taliban has promised to the United States and its allies that they will not let any terrorist groups to make any operation against the interests of US and its allies. So the question is, if Taliban cannot prevent their activities inside Kabul, around the airport of Kabul, which is one of the most secure places in Kabul, so how they can stop, how they can prevent their activities in order to attack the interests of the West, US and its allies. So these are the two big questions that Taliban or so far was not able to answer.
सर जो अफगानिस्तान के एक्टिंग प्रेसिडेंट हैं अमरुल्लाह साले, वो अभी भी पंजशीर में बताए जा रहे हैं, क्या आप पुष्टि कर सकते हैं कि वो पंजशीर में हैं? और जब आप निगोशिएशन कर रहे हैं तालिबान के साथ, तो उनकी क्या भूमिका रहने वाली है?
Yes, he is in Panjshir. There are some other former officials of the government who are in Panjshir, some ministers, some deputy ministers, some MPs. So they are in Panjshir, and we have all the same stand and same position. We are working together.
ओके सर, तो आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे जिस तरह के अभी काबुल में हालात बने हैं? आप और पंजशीर बिल्कुल अभी अकेला है जिस पर तालिबान कब्जा नहीं किया है, तो क्या पंजशीर प्रोविंस में जो सप्लाई है बाकी चीज़ों की, ज़रूरी सामान की, वो क्या रूटीनली चल रही है या उसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम आ रही है?
Well, we have the experience of resistance with limited resources. In 90s, while we were resisting against Taliban, Al-Qaeda and their supporters, we were facing the same kind of circumstances. And we have experience of that, we have knowledge on that, and we are sure that we can manage it.
सर मेरा अगला सवाल ये है कि अभी आप वर्ल्ड कम्युनिटी से क्या चाहते हैं? जिस तरह के अफगानिस्तान में हालात बन रहे हैं, क्या कहना चाहेंगे और क्या डिमांड करते हैं आप दुनिया से?
So first of all, as we have chosen the peaceful way. Our demand is to convince Taliban or to push Taliban to continue the negotiations and to reach a consensus through negotiation. But if that not happened, if Taliban are choosing different means, if they are choosing violent means or military means, so then our demand is from the whole that they should not recognize the government of Taliban and they should put some sanctions on them. So this is something that we hope will not happen, as we are hopeful to reach some results through the negotiation.
सर एक और सवाल लगातार उठ रहा है, वो अमरुल्लाह साले भी लगातार उठाते रहे हैं कि तालिबान जो इतना मजबूत हुआ है अफगानिस्तान में कि उसने कब्जा कर लिया, उसमें पाकिस्तान की बड़ी भूमिका है। आप किस तरह से देखते हैं, एनआरएफ किस तरह से पाकिस्तान की भूमिका को देखता है जिस तरह के हालात वहां पर बन रहे हैं?
Well, the relations of Taliban with different countries are quite obvious, and there is no need to add something on that.
मैं ये कह रहा हूँ सर, जो हक्कानी नेटवर्क है, ISIS है, दे आर स्टिल कोलैबोरेटिंग विद तालिबान. So what do you think? Is it easier to play the government role for Taliban in Afghanistan?
Well, there are different groups active under the umbrella of Taliban, and we are hoping to resolve the problems of Afghanistan once forever through negotiations and peace, and this is why we are engaged on negotiation.
ओके, और सो आप पाकिस्तान के बारे में कुछ कहना चाहते हैं सर? पाकिस्तान की भूमिका के बारे में जो अभी हालात बन रहे हैं?
I think I have already answered the question.
ओके, तो ये हमारे साथ थे फ़हीम दश्ती. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया सर न्यूज़ 18 इंडिया से बातचीत करने के लिए.